to the powerhouses of the global corporate stage. I am your dynamic host, the undefeated champion of enthusiasm, accelerator for powerhouses, but most of all, really just being inspired by all of our amazing guests. And today we know that you all are searching for how do I get an interview at Oxy? But most importantly, how do we get a job at Oxy? So that way we can add the zeros to our bank account that we promised, that we talked about. So I am so excited that we have a powerhouse in the building. She is a corporate inspiration at Oxy, and her story is amazing. Over 13 years at the exact same company. I'm gonna talk to her about that because we got to add some more zeros to her bank account. All her knowledge and experience, I know somebody will pay her double her current salary and like get these things. But let's go ahead and get into it. Hello. How are you doing?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I am doing wonderful. Thank you so much for joining us. I know I asked you and you were kind of like, okay, well, what the heck do I need to do? This podcast, as many of you know, but for our new listeners, because we have new listeners every day, this podcast was for me because I saw so many people like you, Jamila, and so many others who were corporate inspirations. They are doing hard work, like going after these dreams. They are making billion-dollar transactions, but nobody gave them a voice. And I was like, I want to hear these people's stories. As a accelerator for powerhouses, I do career coaching, and people want to know what jobs are hiring. How do I get into it? What are they saying? What's the lingo? And so I started this podcast to honor people like you because of the work that you do. No one really gives you the recognition. So I want to celebrate you, be able to like go into details. So could you be able to introduce yourself to everybody?
Hi everybody. I am Jamelia Sims. I am a accounting supervisor at Oxy for the eSheet Credit Tax and Audit Department. Um, like she said, I've been there for over 13 years. We're located in the Greenway um, Plaza area, right next to Lakewood Church. Um, I've been here in Houston since 2016. I'm actually from Dallas, and the company actually, decided to move all their corporate department down to Houston, and that's how I ended up in Houston in 2016.
Wait, I had no idea. So you had to move for your job. You had
Yeah,
to leave family, leave home because of your job. I
yeah,
did not know that.
yes.
Okay, let's talk about that. I want to talk, how was that challenging? Because listen, when I say she's a powerhouse, y'all, she is a powerhouse. She has incredible kids who are extraordinary in sports and gifted, and she herself has, amazing testimony. So how was that? Like, what did that life look like? Because you're 4 hours away from home, and yes, that's close enough, but it's far when there's things going on and you need somebody. So how did you do that?
That was one of the hardest decisions in my life. But I knew that it was time for a change, and I knew I had to step out on faith. One reason why it was one of the hardest decisions in my life was because, of course, yes, I have 4 children, and just to up and move them away from everything that they know. A grown up can do it, and it's still hard on a grown up. But for a kid to do it, it was one of the hardest decisions to make. And also, for them, that's the reason why I made the decision, because I wanted them to have something better. Better education. I wanted them to know that it was life outside of Dallas and that you could do anything that you want to do with a little faith and a little hard work.
Yes. Oh my God. She just said you just said a mouthful here. So mouthful. Number one, you stated that you wanted your children to see something outside of Dallas. And I think that's so incredible. I read a lot of books, listen to a lot of audios, and one of the things that I think a TEDx talk talked about was that people rarely live outside of 50 miles of their own home. They
Mhm.
rarely travel outside of 50 miles of their own home. They rarely leave 50 miles outside of their own home. And just think there is continents, not just
Exactly.
cities, there's continents. And
Yes.
you don't go 50 miles outside of that to travel and be able to experience things. And I think that is such a great testament of why I say she's a powerhouse, which you all know. But for our newbies who are listening, a powerhouse is someone who is dynamic, effective, and unstoppable in achieving success. And you have been unstoppable in achieving success. Now, they didn't say that we wasn't gonna be hit with some things.
Right.
we just been unstoppable. Like it tried to stop, but we just kept moving forward, kept moving
Exactly.
forward.
Yes, yes. It was a lot that
So
I overcome. It
yes,
truly.
exactly, exactly. So I want to talk about that because that's a good question that I know a lot of my clients want to know. Should I move for the job? What's the key factors that I should consider when relocating? And I think that is a bigger thing than how to get an interview at Oxy because when it comes to relocation, that could be for any,
Yeah.
job. So like what were things that you thought about? Houston's brand new. Did you know anybody? Like how did that
No,
go?
no, I didn't know anybody here. All I knew were the coworkers that had said yes to the move. Um, and it was a decision. Either you have a job or you don't have a job also. I had to think about, okay, if I move, will this work in my favor in my career path? Will I be able to move up? Will I be able to maybe go to a different department? See something and do something different. Um, like you said, will it add some extra zeros to that bank account? So those are some things that, yes, I did have to think about. You also weigh in, okay, will the company help you? Are they giving out stipends? Different things like that. And fortunately, the company that I do work for, oh my gosh, they are wonderful. Yes, they're wonderful. Yes.
Okay, she said that they are wonderful. Okay, get into that.
Yes. So we had help with apartment locators or home locators, whichever route you decided to go. Um, Actually, if you owned a home, you could sell it to them. Like I did get a pretty good amount, to help me and my children, transition here to Houston.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I know that as a former Facebook employee, Facebook offers good benefits. I mean, like
Mm.
people were moving from other continents,
Right.
and they offer that. And so to hear that Oxy provides that, especially I think since what you stated, like the company moved, it wasn't like you all needed to move, the company moved, and
Mm.
then it forced you to have to do it, and then they provided you with that options. I think that that is incredible.
Yes. You had to make that decision.
Right, right. So my next question as we're getting into it, it's Q4, guys. It's Q4.
Oh,
Now that
yes.
means you need to be doing your benefits. Everybody talking about oh the next year. No, right now is the time for you to use all your benefits. Remember, go to the dentist,
Yes.
go get your MRIs, your x-rays, your wellness exam, those
Use
particular
all
things,
that
and make
deductible. Use all that
yes.
deductible.
Yes, all of that. And the reason why this is so important is because coming from a background that is in healthcare, when you do not use those benefits, the company looks and they're like, nope. we're not going to do that anymore. So if they give you the ability to get your teeth done, they give you ability to look at, the arm doctor, it's not it, no arm doctor. What do they call orthopedics? If they give you the ability to go to the orthopedics and you're not utilizing them, then guess what they do? That next year, remember we like, oh my God, it's going higher. It's because they're recognizing you're not using those benefits. So how do you, as a mom who has children, ensure that you are picking the right benefit? Because that package comes with you being a corporate inspiration. As a corporate inspiration, one of those decisions that everybody has to make: should I take the insurance or not? What type of insurance should I take? And then what are those benefits of it? So, could you speak about that?
In my personal experience, for a long time, honestly, I gave away a lot of money. I chose the highest one, the easiest one. You pay that $20, $25 copayment and you go on. But guess what? I wasn't using any other benefits because my children honestly were very healthy. We were very healthy. We did not get sick a lot or whatever. So what I end up doing was changing over to the higher deductible plan where you still get your preventative services and everything, and you get a HSA, a health savings account, and you put money over into that from your paycheck every pay period. And if something does happen, you can use that money right there to cover whatever the insurance doesn't cover. And that part has pretty much worked out for us because, like this year, none of us have been to the doctor outside of preventative care.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yes,
That's really, really good. That's good. Like that you don't need to go to that. We've had some bumps and some bruises in our family. So we've had to move and shingles and all of that. So yeah, I think that is why it's important sometimes, because you could think, yeah, I'm healthy, I'm young, my kids don't have this. And then it was
something
one year
happened.
my son broke his clavicle, had turf burns,
Yes,
and broke his wrist. I was like, Lord Jesus. Like, so, but I had the best insurance. So yeah, it was an extra $170 out of my check. But then when it came time for that wrist, and I mean, he got like four different x-rays, casts, all of that. I paid $20
see,
for
yeah,
everything.
yeah,
$20.
yeah,
So that's why, you take the time to go about doing that. And as corporate inspiration, please, please, please take a look at that. This isn't just about inspiring and on how I get careers, but it's also make sure that you maintaining your health, because your health is your greatest wealth. You can have
yeah.
all the money in the world, and if you're not healthy, then you can't even enjoy it. So
Exactly.
as you are trying to become corporate inspiration, take time to go to the doctor, get those preventative measures, go to your well woman, your well man, get looked at. Women, get your mammograms for your teenagers and stuff. Make sure that their backs and stuff are growing
Right.
correctly. All of that stuff is so important. And that's why it's called preventative. You don't want to react, oh my gosh, something is wrong. And then you're spending thousands of dollars. And like so many people I know, where they're like, I don't go to the doctor because every single time it's bad news. Well, if you go to them all the time, and then
Right.
when you in pain, you like, oh man, I'm in too much pain. Like it's because you waited too long. That's why
Exactly.
it's bad news.
Exactly. And Oxy is, when I say huge on health, huge, and not just regular physical health, but mental health also. They do so many different things to make sure that you are taking care of yourself. We even have a mammogram bus come out, and you can schedule an appointment on site. They come out and you can get it done there. So they do a lot of different things to make sure you're taking care of your health. But you also have to do it. They can put it out there, they give
Absolutely.
you the benefits. You actually have to step up and actually take care of yourself.
Yes, it is your responsibility. So they provide you with it. They
Yes.
give you the access, but you must take the first step. You all
Yeah.
must take the first step. And I think that that's incredible. And a shout out to Oxy for being an incredible company. So what everybody doesn't know, she was promoted, y'all. In this economy where people are getting layoffs and recessions, but there is opportunities for other people to win, to
Yeah.
grow, to learn, to uplift. And she is one of what you call like people are like, oh, well, I'm a minority, I'm a woman, so then I'm a double minority. But she still was promoted. And it was just like so amazing to hear her say, I have a new job right now. And I'm like, oh my God, wait, you're not just gonna skip past that. So please, like, tell people, how did you get your current job? I would love to learn more.
I actually applied for it. The person, he actually got another position within the company and it opened the door. So I looked at everything when they sent out the email with all the job descriptions and everything. And don't get me wrong, when I got to looking at the list, I was like, this is a little daunting, just a little bit. But it was a lot of things that I had already knew about. I had a little bit of prior experience in, and I was like, oh, I can do this. I can do this. And I put it in. I put that application in and I was just like, okay, we'll see what happens.
Okay, I don't want to skip past that of two incredible things that happens. Number one, not only did you get a promotion, but someone else was promoted within your company. So
Yeah,
Oxy, for those of you all who are listening, how do I get an interview at Oxy? Oxy is growing. Not only did she get it, because most of the time it's like, oh, I got this job because somebody left. No, this person was also promoted. So that means there's new opportunities available within this amazing company. And then the second thing that I love that you did was the fact that although it looked as though there's a lot of qualification, you did the job. I tell you all that all the time. If there is a 10 thing and you qualify for four of them, apply for the job.
apply for it. Exactly. Oh,
Apply for it. You
yes.
never know the way that they word things. It might be something that you actually do. Please, please, please. And I love that what you said. It was that affirmation is can do this job. I
Yeah,
can do this job.
yeah, yes. Yeah, I can do it.
Yeah, so
And I'm doing it.
that's
Listen, and
and
I'm
you
actually doing
are,
it.
you are doing it, and she's doing it well, and she looks beautiful doing it. It has been just amazing. Now I do want to talk about, although you did get the promotion, there was a transition period as
Yeah,
well
yes,
that was a bit difficult.
yes.
And I think that's something actually I'm gonna talk to Forbes about that. Y'all, my next Forbes article is gonna be about like transitioning within a company, the pros and cons. But by being transitioning in the company, you still had some responsibilities from your old role while
Yeah,
you looked and trained. So you were not only doing double duty, you were doing triple duty. You first were doing your new role,
yeah,
then you were doing your current role, and then you have to train the new person for your old role.
yes.
And I don't think enough people talk about that. Like when you get promoted, those people still can access you. I
Oh,
was
yeah,
promoted
yeah,
4 times within Cigna. And I'm not even kidding. A year after I had left, oh my God, that's what made me want to leave like the company and like I never want to go again. It was like I had left the position a year ago. And at the time, it was like a year had passed. And something with some medical records was like done, and they were like, this doctor had scammed, and I was like, what? Like, oh my God. So they were asking me questions, and I'm freaking out because I'm like, I had nothing to do with this. I'm now researching old stuff, taken away from my new job. And I know that's the extreme, but it was because I was in the company. Like the moment I left and
Mhm.
went to another, you can't call me anymore because then you're sharing information, you're
Right.
doing things. And so I do want to talk about that. Like, how did you navigate that period? Because it is stressful, it's time consuming. And what would you encourage other people to do now that you've learned that, on how to do that better?
How to do it better. Focus. I honestly, I just focus. Half of the day was for the new position and the other half was for the old position. I mean, that's basically how I did it. I did do some work after hours also, and it was basically just to get myself aligned with the next day. Um, I don't know how to do it better. I don't know. I ain't got to that point yet. How to
No,
do
but
it
I
better.
think that was good because you structured your day.
Yes.
You were like, "Hey, I know I have to do this. Let me take care of my new job first. I'll take care of my old job." And then you did something so instrumental that I think a lot of us need to do, not just corporate inspiration, but business owners especially. You planned for the next day.
Oh yeah.
And that was so
Yeah.
crucial by being a product manager at Facebook at every single job. They say ruthless prioritization. You
Yeah.
only had so many hours of the day.
Right.
And then it was shortened because you then had to do double duty. So being able to say, these are urgent, I must do this. And
Yeah.
I'm telling myself the day before. So no matter what emails, distractions, I'm eliminating it because I must do that. That's incredible. This is a corporate inspiration, y'all.
I blocked a lot of my time during that. We're going to focus on this one thing and this one thing only. I'm not going to have myself open where people, because now we have instant messenger, I am, and people can just I am you to death, but I blocked my time out so I could focus on what I needed to focus on. And then I'm going to say, give yourself grace. That has been one of my biggest things this year is to give yourself grace. You are human and you can only do so much. And when you give yourself grace, you give yourself time to love on you throughout whatever's going on. And it makes you better for the next thing, the next day that's coming up. If you don't get everything done, hey, I did what I was supposed to do. I put in my time, I put in my effort, and I'm going to leave it at that. And you walk away and
Mm,
you start over again.
absolutely. Refresh. You got a new day. It's a new moment of refreshment.
Yes.
I think that this is so incredible. It amazes me because a lot of people are always nervous. They're like, "Oh my gosh, you want me to be on a podcast? What should I do? What should I say?" And I want you to give her a round of applause, like in the comments, like put claps because she is just answering it so passionately and just incredible. You're not stuttering. You could really tell that this is what you do, that you embody this corporate inspiration. And I want to say thank you so much. Like you're inspiring me, you're giving other people hope. And that's what it's all about in terms of being a corporate inspiration. In order for us all, regardless of this DEI, it needs
Right.
to be the inclusivity and the feeling of belonging. I always tell people there is no imposter syndrome when you are around me. I don't care who
It's
you
that.
are. Like her, it's her first time being on a podcast, but I'm celebrating her. You see her answers. So there is no imposter syndrome because she's feeling a sense that she belongs here, which you
Yeah.
do. You are corporate
Yeah.
inspiration. You belong here.
You be who you are no matter what. I don't care what they put in place, what policies they put in place, the DEI. If it's for you, it's going to be for you. That's just point blank period. Like, yes, you don't worry about none of that. Anything that goes on, honestly, I don't worry about because one thing about it, God is over my life. He is over my life, and whatever I want, He gives it to me. It might not be overnight.
Yes, yes.
It might not be overnight,
Right. It's
but
his timing. It's his timing.
right, but I get it.
Oh, sorry about that. So yeah, my next question, because you just got, well, within the past few months, you got this position, and the topic of this is how do I get an interview at Oxy? Thank you all for tuning into the Powerhouses of the Global Corporate Stage. I am your dynamic host, Lovely Marshall, and we have a corporate inspiration here who is working at Oxy, and she just shared some great things. So once this is released, you all need to go back and listen to this from the very beginning because it was so, so meaningful. And she shared that she got a recent promotion because the company is growing. So I want to know, like, what was the hardest question, the interview question that you were asked, and how did you answer it to, or I would say, what was the hardest interview question? And then maybe what can you help other people with? Because I don't want you to share like insights and stuff. Like it could have been about works, but like, what was the toughest question from your interview?
I think the toughest question from my interview is, why do you want this position? Because with me, if I want it, I just go after it. So I really had to move quickly, honestly. I had to move quickly, and think about things over my life and who I am. And what also other people have observed of me or whatever, and it's the leadership and it's the mentoring. I love people, and I love to see people grow. And when you're in corporate, even though yes, you're getting the work done for the company, but the people that are up under you, they need leadership and they need guidance and they need a mentor. So you can help them get to that next stage in their career journey or within life, whatever they need. You're there to mentor them to get to that spot. And that's something that honestly I just now really understanding about, my life and my purpose here on earth. And it is to help guide others to where they need to go. Just be that inspiration, that light.
I love that. That is so amazing. So, the toughest interview question, you heard it here first on the Powerhouses of the global corporate stage, is why do you want this position? How would you answer it? For me, I get asked that a lot. Like, okay, why do you want $100 million? You say you want to build $100 million dynasty. And I always say it's because I had 1 million, and I told people, no, I want $100 million because I can build the Boys and Girls Club that helped me and gave me activities. I can be able to actually help people get second chances that
Yeah.
once they become incarcerated and do. And if I own the house, then they don't have to worry about, well, why were you a felon and why were you doing that? Because people say they give them a second chance, but they still talk about the fact the first time that they
It's,
messed up. And so having $100 million, God, when you bless me with it, I will be able to do other things. And I think that that is so crucial. When you're asking yourself, hey, I'm going after this job, because remember, you all are applying for the job. The second thing that you need to think about, why do I want it? And I think asking yourself, why do I want it? It keeps you from stopping. I get up at 5 o'clock in the morning. I often don't go to bed until like 1:12. My husband is always like, you need to go to bed, but it's because of my why. I'm like, I can do this. I can give people like you. I knew nothing about these amazing things from Oxy. I saw Oxy at basketball games and football things and for the
The
Astro.
Astro.
I know that Oxy is a
Yeah, the
sponsor
Astros.
for the yeah. So that's all I knew about Oxy. But the people there and this ability that Oxy is doing, the CEOs, the CFOs that are providing this, that's incredible. So we salute you as a corporate inspiration, but we salute this dynamic organization. It's a global organization. I was reading
Yes,
up a little bit
yes,
about it.
yes. And I just want you to
Wow.
know, we have a woman CEO.
Oh, okay. You need to say that one more time, y'all. Listen.
We have a woman CEO. Yes. And that was when I was stuck. I was stuck. Me, in my head, in my brain, I was stuck. And when she became the CEO, there was so much inspiration. Yes. Yes.
Yes, this is why we need women leaders. This is why we need other leaders who don't look like us. This is why we need Southeast Asian leaders and
Yes.
Afro leaders and Black leaders and Asian leaders and um all the nationality, European, like we need different people and different leadership and different genders and different roles because we are what I said that corporate inspiration, it inspires us. It's
Yes.
that fire. I always tell people like if you want to not be recession, I call it recession proof. If you want to be recession proof, you need three things in life. The first one is you need inspiration. It comes in on the inside of you.
Yes.
Then that motivation happens because you get to move. She applied for the job. She got inspired. It was deep inside of her that activated that moment for movement, which is motivation. And then it's innovation. It's the new job title that she got,
Yes.
the new car, the new position, the new people that she's able to train and be with. So to be recession proof, you need inspiration, motivation, and it will equal innovation. That's my formula. That's my framework. Just those three things. I'm gonna have to trademark that.
Exactly.
I'm gonna have to talk about that. Like that was really inspiring for you to say that she inspired you. And I don't think that enough people really recognize when we say the DEI, it's because of seeing other people look like you, talk, and come from your background like, wow, this person is from the Bronx and I'm from the Bronx and they're in this leadership role, like I can do this too. Or this person is from Kansas. Hey, y'all, all my Kansas people. And they got to this amazing place. I can do this too. I think that this is incredible. I thank you so much for sharing these insights. I have one last question for you. And as you all know, on the powerhouses of the global corporate stage, we allow our guests from the previous show to ask the last question of our show. I got this off the diary of the CEO, so thank you, Stephen, for that. But your question was, is if you had a magic wand, what would you do to fix anything? What would it be that you would fix?
What would it be that I would fix? You know, I say if I had that magic wand, I would remove evil. Because when you remove evil, it will replace it with love. And we will have so much more happiness and joy in this world. We will see a lot more people be more successful. We will see a lot more people just stand up and just be happy no matter what is going on in the world, in their life. They will be happy. They will be able to conquer things in life that at this point in time, with evil being in the world, they probably don't think that they can. um, Love and positivity is one of the two things that I stand on so much, and it has gotten me so far. Yes. So I will remove
I
evil.
love it. Okay, good deal. I love it. So you heard it here first. If she had a magic wand, what she would do to fix. Now, the question that you must say for our next guest is, what's a question that you would like for them to answer to our listeners and our viewers?
That's a good one. Oh, uh,
Mhm.
one question for the next person, the next guest.
What popped in your head? The first thing that just like popped in your head. It could even be, what did you eat for breakfast this morning? What was the first
Oh,
question that
yeah.
popped in your
The first question that popped in my head was, "What would Jesus do?"
head?
You remember that? Oh,
Yeah.
back when, yeah. What would Jesus do? Um,
Okay, I mean, that could be the next question. What would Jesus do?
you know what? What would be the one thing that you could do to improve somebody's life?
Oh, I love
Somebody
that.
that
What's
somebody that
one thing
you
you can do?
somebody that you do not know at all. You
Yes.
can improve
Yeah.
life. What would you do?
Yeah. I love that. I love that. I love that. So you heard it here first. Our next podcast guest, if you are listening, you are going to be answering that. I'm so excited. So we covered so much. I thank you all for listening, for tuning in. I thank you for joining as a corporate inspiration and giving us those amazing insights on Oxy as a dynamic global company as we talk about global corporate stage,
Exactly.
this global company. I thank you for the growth and the ability that you had. So, just to sum up this podcast, for those of you all who want to know and how I do the snippet, number one, be willing to apply. Be
Yes.
willing to apply. Number two, be willing to step out of your comfort zone and relocate because it may give you opportunities that you never even imagined for your children, for you, for your husband, for your wife, like, and for the lives that you're going to touch. Sometimes people are moved because it's not even about you. It's about the person who, like we said, whose
Right.
life you need to improve. They need you. They need your smile. They need your wisdom. She mentioned mentorship. So that may be the reason why your job is forcing you to move because you need to step out of your comfort zone. And then the final thing is ensuring that you take the necessary steps to ensure that you have your day focused and prioritized. So if you're juggling things, do it the night before and see how much better that will be. I always say do things in threes. People are like, "Oh, they do it for 21 days." It's still 21. You could be able to do that as three. Do it as 3 days. Three. You're going to do it in threes. Just try something 3 times. Do it 3 times, and then you'll be able to see, and then do it another 3 times. It's so much easier to do that. I think when we see the bigger numbers, you're like, oh, it's 21 days. I'm on day 21. Nope, I'm on day one. Let's start all over. All right, I'm day two. I
Exactly.
started. I got it. I got it. I got something. All right, day three. All right, now another one. Okay, here's another. It's my first day, y'all. Because I believe when people say that first day, it's that excitement.
That's right.
Oh, it's my first day. That's why I feel like the resolutions New Year's resolutions, they may not be as successful, but if you just get, hey, I'm on day three, I did it 3 days in a row. All right, now it's my first day again. And you get it. It's that hunger that you have. So, how can people be able to reach you? How can people learn more about Oxy as a company if they want to apply?
So if they want to apply, they can actually Google Oxy. Oxy is going to come right on up. And you can go in there and search. They have a little cute little thing, I think. You can put keywords in, and you can put cities and states and, different things like that to be able to match to that perfect position for you. I can be reached. I am on Instagram. I'm on TikTok. I'm on Facebook, and I'm on Snapchat. Yes.
Oh,
So
wait a minute. So you're not on LinkedIn?
yes, I'm on LinkedIn also. Yes.
Okay, you
Yes.
should have led with that. Y'all,
Yes,
y'all
I'm
know
on
I'm the
LinkedIn.
LinkedIn powerhouse.
Yes. And you could just type in my name. It's nothing
Yes.
crazy or anything like that on my
Okay.
handles or whatever. You can type in
Good
my
deal.
find me. Yes.
Awesome, awesome. So you can connect with this corporate inspiration who is the powerhouse of the Oxy Global Corporate Stage. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I am Lovely Marshall, the accelerator for Powerhouses. If you are wanting to know how can you become your own corporate inspiration, please check out my information on by looking at the powerhouses of the global corporate stage. Connect with me on LinkedIn, and I'll be happy to share with you the insights on how you can begin to go on the hashtag Powerhouse Journey through my 90-day coaching program. I am your host, and we are signing